MedShock. It began the year of the epidemic and now isn't simply the medical school institution that I've raised from the ground up, supporting 900 students in 2020. It isn't simply the packed online courses and the live Zoom calls. Simply the truth has been that I don't possess any amazing skill. I simply have been able to use my skills in the form of storytelling, teaching and video editing in the aim of making medical school videos that provide value and are somewhat educational and entertaining. And thankfully you lot have responded positively.
Alhamdulillah, and on top of that, just before we begin the video, there's a Google Drive link at the bottom. It's essentially my deen journey. I explain it at the end of the video if you stay, inshallah. And with no further ado, if you want tuition, biology, chemistry, physics at A-level or GCSE, holla through. Peace. Okay, so assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Hope everyone's doing well. Nonetheless, one thing that I will say, I always begin like that. I don't know what it is, but it's come like habitual now. Literally, I just finished one of my exams and I had a whole dissertation as well. I think it's called a dissertation, one of those long essays that you have to reference at the bottom. So I thought I might as well make one of those YOLO videos, but YOLO shirk, because you live twice. قالوا ربنا أمتنا اثنتين وأحييتنا اثنتين فاعترفنا بذنوبنا فهل إلى خروج من سبيل. Surah Ghafir, you know what I'm saying? Hef's still on point. So yeah, people are sleeping in my house, you can probably tell, otherwise be screaming the house down. So today's video isn't going to be the most upbeat video. If you're here for those who are upbeat videos, I have a couple of vlogs that I'll link here, couple of bangers that I'll link here. And like I was saying, right now is the third term, the third semester, and wallahi the last two terms have gone past so quick. And the main topic that I really just want to cover and just speak my heart out, as cliche as that sounds, one thing is that it's been almost 1 year since the pandemic hit, and wallahi when it kicked off, and I say wallahi so many times, I'm really sorry, is that when all of this happened, I can't lie, when lectures were like, or essentially 6-1 back then, when 6-1 was stopped and schools were closed and the lectures were essentially online, and we had no real responsibility and the exams got cancelled, everyone was so gassed, so mega gassed. Everyone was partying, but they didn't know what was gonna happen. And so don't get me wrong when I say that I thought that I was gonna be the productivity beast. I'm gonna take over the world, as in like in terms of the revision, I'm gonna be revising 10 hours a day, I'm gonna finish off my hifz, I'm gonna finish off Quran, and that's it, I'm getting into medical school, But I was just so deceived. And so 1 year from then, wallahi, it just hasn't been the same. Like, I sit on my desk, and as I sit on my desk, I'm thinking I'm gonna revise for 2 hours, and sometimes it doesn't even turn out to be like 30 minutes, and I'm back on the phone, all that craziness. And it's getting to a point where it's a little bit unhealthy, wallahi. And to be fair, it hasn't been turning out the way that I wanted to. And in terms of studying, let's just say that things have gone downhill big time, big time. And one thing that I'll openly confess is that, I'm not gonna confess something crazy, so don't worry, is that I've never struggled as much to study as I have in this period of time. I have so much free time, alhamdulillah, praise be to God. Even though I'm in medical school, because I've been helped out so much by lovely brothers at the GC that I mentioned at the beginning of the video. It's just, I still not as productive as I potentially was when I started, or back at 6th form. I literally am doing almost the same things, if not less, in a greater period of time. Parkinson's law basically links to that. The only other time I can think of is probably A-level year 1, where I was just done out here, I was lost in the sauce, man got destroyed, this thing here was gone. It got broken. But yeah, it was mad. But yeah, nothing crazy. Like I'm saying, I'm not on the haram thing, I'm not on anything like that. It's just something happened, story time, maybe another time, but wallahi, it was just, my God, it was madness. So the thing that I want to mention is that maybe from time to time you have people who are coming over and you're not revising, or you've got siblings that are fighting and they're saying, he took my sensations. That's not a corona joke, by the way. And it's absolutely not the same as ambient noise in the library. Don't get them too confused. Craziness in a family is just another madness. But the best time, or one of the things that I can have testimony, is that usually, maybe prior to the C word, I used to wake up like 5 AM. Sometimes I sleep at 5, or close to 5. I shouldn't say I sleep at 5, but I sleep relatively close to 5, like unhealthy times, like 1:30. And I know some people are like, oh, you're amateur. But I'm telling you, from waking up at 5 to now sleeping at 5, it just shows you how much things have changed. So basically, getting onto the crux of the message, I thought if I'm going through this very problem, then I bet into haram. Yeah, 7 jokes being made out here. Enjoy them. Come on, man. Just, you know, there's no one in the room to have bants with, so you know what I'm saying? Is that I thought maybe some of you guys are going through the same problem as well. So essentially, I fixed up a few things, and today's video is not going to be like a tips video. It's going to be what's worked, what's working, what inshallah will work. You know what I'm saying? Content, views, watch time, increasing. So the first tip is essentially to make sure that the location that you're at is specific to the task that you want to do. So if you want to go study, then you make sure you're at the library. If you want to go, you know, do something in your house, for example, video editing, then you have a specific area of your house, a specific desk that you want to go do your editing at. And now that if you want to do housework on the computer, for example, let's just say you want to write a few emails for your mother, for your father, then you need to ensure you go to a certain place and you do that task. By segmenting your day, you will be more, inshallah ta'ala, you'll be more productive. For example, if a teacher's using her phone too often in class, you are not going to feel comfortable. You're going to think, what the hell's going on? And so you need to treat it like that. The last thing you want to do is eat, sleep, and then repeat on the same desk and bed time and time again, so that you're looking at your phone on the same desk, and that unorderly fashion is just going to throw off your whole day, innit? There's an ayah that says, إِنَّ الصَّلَاةَ كَانَتْ عَلَى الْمُؤْمِنِينَ كِتَابًا مَوْقُوتًا. Indeed, the prayer is that of essentially at prescribed times. And essentially that should give you the timetable so that you know when you need to hit the masjid, you need to go to the masjid, and when you come back, you know, you've already taken your break and you can get back onto work, and you can schedule your eating time between, for example, like Maghrib and Isha and chilling, and then after Isha you can head off to sleep or pop in an extra 2 hours worth of revision and then head back. That's what you should plan, and you should be attending the masjid, because that will really change up your routine. I just realised that, I beeped the word out, took me out of that routine, but once, alhamdulillah, I've started to get back on it, life's gone more smooth. Like, I don't feel lonely in the slightest. I don't feel lonely as it is. Inna ma'i rabbi sahdeen. Subhanallah. Now, one of the other things I could say that really helped me out is essentially writing a plan the night before. So for example, as soon as I wake up, obviously there's the prayer. This is not me flexing, you know what I'm saying? Like, prayer is not a flex. Prayer you should be doing. Then after that, I'm doing house chores, so I'm doing a little bit of the cooking, a little bit of the cleaning, cooking the rice and things. Then after that, then remember Quran. So I would say definitely embed that in your morning routine, especially before kicking into revision. And remember, the earlier you wake up, the better it will be for you. So I've linked it in certain other videos about the benefits of studying in the morning. So as soon as you get that on board, read your Quran on the basis that Allah says, كِتَابٌ أَنزَلْنَاهُ إِلَيْكَ مُبَارَكٌ لِيَدَّبَّرُوا آيَاتِهِ.
أيحسب الإنسان أن يترك سدى ألم يكن نطفة من مني يمنى.
That's essentially a book that Allah sent down, which is blessed in its nature. So essentially it will give you that ability to do more in that period of time, and essentially you'll be more productive. So that's the productivity tip number 1. The list that I really recommend that you make the night before. Now, before you go to sleep, before you make your adhkar, put everything that's at the back of your head for tomorrow on your notes, for example, on your phone, on your reminder. And by doing so, 1, you'll be able to go sleep quicker, inshallah, because you'll be less worried and less anxious about the task that you need to do tomorrow, and you'll have less of a tendency to forget them, which will also build up your anxiety. So you write them down, and once you write them down, you write down everything down. And the reason why I say this is, for example, everyone knows that potentially attending gym and building muscle isn't the difficulty of essentially going gym. Going gym, the greatest thing that impedes people from going to the gym is that active decision. Should I wear my shoes? Should I, you know, get on that bus, travel to the gym? These stages prior is what stops people working out, not necessarily the working out in the gym itself. So just get started. Start with the 5-minute rule. So just do 5 minutes or something, and you realize that once you've sat down, you're doing 10, you're doing 20, you're doing 30. Alhamdulillah, that's better than none though, isn't it? You know what I'm saying? Now the second major thing, and I'm laughing even before mentioning it, is screen time. Like, some people are working a full-time job on their phone. There's no two ways about it. Check out your screen time. If it's like 9 hours, 8 hours, and some of these hours are rookie hours, you know what I'm saying? Some people have like 13, 14. How can you have 14? Does that even make sense? Wallahi, does that even make sense? We all know what's wasting our time. Wallahi, let's not play around in it. Every single one knows that the phone is one of the biggest impediments. And I've mentioned this time and time again. And if you guys know MedShark, my own company, 900 students on the UK, helping out medical students, be my interview, all that sort of stuff about it seeming like I'm bragging. You see a guy in the comments say, "Oh, you're commenting, you're cheating, you're..." Whatever they say in it, well, I just can't be bothered sometimes to, like, I read it, but I don't remember it. Basically, long story short, I have one of these students, alhamdulillah, I managed to cover the whole of biology, barring one small subtopic with him. So for example, all from year 13, we managed to go through the whole A-level spec in amazing detail, giving him my notes, all that sort of stuff. Then chemistry, went through the whole thing with questions. Alhamdulillah, I niced him within like 6 months. May Allah bless him, an amazing student. But one tip that I could say really helped him, and I've told him time and time again, put your phone away. Like, the screen time he had was 4 to 5 hours, which isn't that deep for some people, but 4 to 5 hours of revision daily. Imagine how much more of a beast you could be. You could be the GOAT, bro. You know what I'm saying? Greatest of all time, not violate. Just in case some people are like, why cussing him? But you might be asking, how is that even possible? How would you be able to, you know, reduce it to like 1 hour? Some of you are probably not asking this question, but I need to make the video. You know, I need to put in that hook and then people stay. You know what I'm saying? Remember to use YouTube signed out. Remember to use Instagram signed out. Remember to use Snapchat. You can't use Snapchat signed out. But like, use Gmail, TikTok. Chuck that in the bin. That's trash. You know what I'm saying? Don't download TikTok. For one, because a lot of what's on there is very bad. And I'm not saying that out of own experience and then get the TikTok notification. No, I honestly, these apps are there, have been essentially designed to keep you on it. And so when you're signed out, the lack of cookies, personal information to tailor suggestions to you have been removed. So remember, there's a reason why you stay on it for so long, because it's addictive. You're addicted. I'm sorry. Yes. Boy. Is that understand that you do need to overkill sometimes. Sometimes delay a dissertation, delay starting on it. Let's just say you got a deadline within 2 weeks. Start it 7 days from the deadline. And I'm not saying that this is a good idea and if you fail it, you should blame me. I'm not saying that. I'm saying the reason why I would seriously encourage you to do that is because for that 1 week before, you're not gonna put like that 50% productivity. And by doing so, you'd be able to, for example, enjoy yourself when you need to do so, and do some serious work when you need to do so as well, so you don't feel like you're working all the time. And by doing this, I'm telling you, things are just going to be so much different. I got a banger of a video coming out next week, inshallah ta'ala. I haven't even filmed it. I filmed segments of it, but it's an absolute banger, inshallah ta'ala. Like, these videos are so dry, they're not that good, but you gotta please the YouTube algorithm. Come on. And remember, one thing that we'll say, just to wrap this up, is stay true to yourself. Don't stay until wake up 5 AM thinking that you're going to be productive by doing so. It might not be the case. Maybe your schedule doesn't allow it. Maybe you're working late until the night and you're coming back at 12 and you think you're going to wake up 5 AM. That's not productivity. That's harming yourself. Do you understand? You wake up for time for Fajr and then stay up, inshallah. Don't try to kill your body, because by doing so, you're going to affect your studying even worse. Do you understand? In a more negative capacity. Having an accountability buddy is also really important. I'm probably blocking out the light from their face when I do that, yep. It just allows you to have someone that you're responsible to, or they're responsible for you. That's probably how I should have worded it. And by you not completing the task, potentially you might lose out on your phone for the week. So then you're actually punished, because you remember, you need positive and negative reinforcements on a very basic level. And with that, wallahi, I think the video was done. You know what I'm saying? Jazakallah khair if you made it to the end of the video. May Allah bless you abundantly. This was just me speaking. I just wanted to be real with someone, and I just haven't had the best opportunity to do something like this. On top of that, and this is what I wanted to mention right at the beginning, if you stayed, then you're probably one of the real ones, is that I have at the bottom of the, in the description box, I have a link to essentially, I call it quote unquote deen journey. This was what I had done, or still am doing. I think there's certain segments I haven't done, and so it brings you, especially because I recently started practicing, Recently I'd say year 9, give or take. Alhamdulillah, I used to pray, all that sort of stuff, but it wasn't the same from year 9 until now. So for example, the learning of Arabic, the learning of Ahadith, the learning of general principles, alongside medical school, obviously, and it's really helped me, and all of it's free. And I also have books, like a ton of books, and you should see that on screen right now, whereby, for example, Usul al-Thalatha, Qawaid al-Arba'a, that sort of stuff, as well as Arba'in Nawawi, Sharh Sunnah, and essentially the journey that I went through. And I know a lot of the brothers were asking, a lot of the brothers wanna take deen seriously and they don't know how to, and they think watching 30-minute lectures here and there are gonna be sufficient, and that's the way to study deen. No, it's not. Do you understand? It's like studying medicine. Watching 30-minute snippets on anatomy is not gonna help you. You need to go through a syllabus. You need to have an exam. You need to have a teacher. You know what I'm saying? So it's almost exactly the same, if not more important, because deen affects this life as well as the next. But yeah, how the hell was this a medical school video? You know what I'm saying? What has the channel turned into? But inshallah tomorrow, next week, a video will be a banger. I've been waffling for the longest now. I'm gonna lie, today I'm actually looking pretty decent. Come on. The best, man. Wallahi, like, subhanallah. Yeah, I'm probably gonna film the intro as well. Yeah, I'm probably gonna film the intro. What else do I want to mention? Yeah, just take it serious, innit? And you know how I end the video. Assalamu alaikum. Peace.